Live from WRAL News headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
After a gray start to the day, here's the sunshine, and that means we are looking at the potential for a record high this afternoon. I'll show you how high it gets.
Attack on the American Tobacco Trail. A man is stabbed to death during the day, where officers are searching for answers.
Plus, accused peeper in custody. A man charged with secret peeping at NC State heads to court today. What arrest warrants reveal about that investigation.
We are on track to break a record high today. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Levingood. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, our temperatures, they're going to soar once again this afternoon. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has been tracking that in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Talk a little bit about how long, though, this is going to stay, Elizabeth.
So Thursday, we have a front that comes through. It's going to bring us some much needed rain, and temperatures will drop significantly Thursday into Friday. So it's really today and tomorrow that we have to enjoy these almost summer-like temperatures, and then we're back to, feel like spring. We take a look at Raleigh right now. This is, of course, a look at the legislative building. Lots of sunshine, just a few passing clouds still hanging around. It's already 76 degrees with the wind out of the southwest, and our temperatures will likely climb to around 82 this afternoon. 78 Fayetteville, 74 in Rocky Mount, and 73 in Roxborough. So it feels really nice outside right now. And we're looking at anywhere from around 5 to almost 13 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So here we go. Looking at 82 degrees right around mid to late afternoon. And then a mild night tonight. Notice even at midnight, our temperature is 67. Tomorrow's going to be even warmer. We're talking about 87 for the afternoon high. We look at what's happening right now, and we had a front down to the south and some showers and storms back across the mountains. All of that is over, and we're not looking at any more chances for rain today or tomorrow. But we do have a 70% chance on Thursday. We're going to walk you through the timeline for that front and the windy conditions that we could see coming up.
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Well, today an investigation continues into a deadly stabbing that happened on American Tobacco Trail Monday. The stabbing happened near the intersection of Pilot and Fayetteville Streets. That's where WRAL's Carly Haynes is live for this story. Carly, there is still no one in custody for this yet.
An ongoing investigation, Chris. You can still see what's left of some crime scene tape near where police found a man dead from a stab wound on this trail yesterday afternoon. Sky 5 showed the part of the trail that was blocked off, and investigators are working to determine the circumstances of what happened here. We don't know if the two knew one another. We also don't know who the victim was. Those who use this trail frequently say this is a part that makes them feel uneasy and unsafe sometimes. Those are concerns that have been brought to the Durham mayor in the past, even before this incident. Mayor Leonardo Williams said he's waiting on staff recommendations to improve safety here.
It's not necessarily the trail itself. It's just one segment of the city. Just like every city, we have parts that need a little more attention than others.
And the mayor said specifically they've gotten requests to improve lighting on the trail, not just this part, but other parts as well. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, live in Durham.
New at noon, the man accused of secret peeping on NC State's campus is expected in court today. Alex Kelly faces a felony charge. WRAL's Destiny Patterson is live on campus. Destiny, just within the past few minutes, we have learned more about how police identified Kelly as a suspect in this.
Renee, that's right. We just got this new information. NC State police tell us that a student reported back in April that someone was trying to film up her skirt, but Alex Kelly was just arrested yesterday. From what NC State police are able to tell us, they say that the student reported that the description of the suspect and Kelly matched that description, and that's how they were able to arrest him. He now faces felony secret peeping charges. They say that all of this happened on Dan Allen Drive. Now, students say that they overall feel safe, but they are still cautious on campus.
It's kind of just flabbergasting. You don't expect it to happen on somewhere you feel so safe normally, and I think that campus police does a really good job of minimizing the threat that students feel.
Again, it's worth noting that NC State police say that the victim in this case is a student, but that Kelly is not affiliated with the school. He's expected to be in court at 1:30 this afternoon. At last check, he is still in custody, but if he does get out on his $2,500 bond, he is not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
New at noon, we now know the name of a man who was shot last night in Fayetteville. Police say 46-year-old Tony Chance was shot just before 11 o'clock last night. I want to show you some video here from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. This is out the Mount Sinai Homes Complex on Blue Street. Investigators are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. We have another breaking story that we're following this noon hour. A grand jury indicted a Fayetteville mother accused of killing two of her adoptive children. Avante Devin was charged in June 2024 with 7 offenses, including 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of concealment of a death, kidnapping, and child abuse offenses. Now, the grand jury indicted Devin on 4 of those charges. First-degree murder for the death of 11-year-old Blake Devin, her adopted son. Concealment of Blake's death, intentional child abuse, and negligent child abuse. The indictment also says that Devin intentionally deprived Blake of food. Avante Devin is also charged with murder and the death of her adoptive daughter, London Devin, but she was not indicted in that case, not that we've seen. We have reached out to the Cumberland County District Attorney to learn a little bit more about whether the grand jury has considered those charges. And we should also note that Devin's court record shows several warrants that were returned for a phone and tablets she owned, the properties where she lived, and even a storage unit.
Now to the war on Iran. The U.S. State Department says most of its charter flights out of the Middle East are less than half full, suggesting that U.S. citizens are arranging their own way out of the region. Early this morning, the 7th American killed in action returned home. Sergeant Benjamin Pennington died Sunday from wounds after a strike on an airbase in Saudi Arabia. This morning, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth held a news conference saying the war will end on our timeline.
The aftermath is going to be in America's interests, our interests. We won't live under a nuclear blackmail scenario of conventional missiles that can target our people, which is why the objectives have been scoped from the beginning.
A top Iranian security official issued a warning today saying President Trump should be careful. We will have more headlines from the Middle East in about 5 minutes.
5 members of Iran's women's soccer team competing in the Women's Asian Cup in Australia have been granted humanitarian visas. Another player and a coach have also sought asylum. The rest of the Iranian soccer team who did not request a humanitarian visa got on the team bus to leave Australia. Some members of that team sought refuge over fears that they would be persecuted at home in Iran for failing to sing the national anthem for their country before their first match. The applications for the visas were finalized this morning, and the 5 women were moved to a safe location by the federal police.
The average price for gas is now at an 18-month high. Oil prices hit their highest level since mid-2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. Today's AAA national average for a gallon of gas is $3.59. A year ago, it was $3.08. Today, the average price in North Carolina is $3.29. Wake County's average is $3.34 a gallon. Now, you can use the fuel tracker on the WRAL News app to find the lowest price gas wherever you go. Just search fuel. Due to the partial government shutdown, Transportation Security Administration staffing levels may affect security wait times at Charlotte Airport in the coming days. Travelers are encouraged to get there really early and allow additional time to pass through security screening. People we spoke with today at RDU tell us they spent hours in line despite arriving the recommended 2 hours ahead of their flight.
North Carolina's child care shortage was top of mind for state lawmakers this morning. The average cost of child care in our state is rising, now above $11,000 per year. That's like another rent payment for many. And wait lists, they can still be months long. State officials today said 1 in 4 new parents who want to return to work have to quit their jobs. They simply cannot find affordable or available child care. Child care workers make about $14 an hour, and many centers could take more kids, but they can't find enough people willing to work for such little pay. And if they raise the pay, they may have to raise rates and then risk losing their clients.
It's $14.20. I'm going to take someone who can make more money in fast food.
Is they're under enrolled because they can't find the staff to open the classroom, so they have empty classrooms.
I mean, really, this is an issue that we have been following for years, and you can find today's coverage and plenty more online at WRAL.com.
North Carolina's top auditor says he's launching a new review of Medicaid spending across the state. The move follows developments in a North Carolina fraud case. A group of people was sentenced last week for roles in a $12.7 million Medicaid kickback scheme. State Auditor Dave Bullock said today his office is launching a task force to take a closer look at certain programs tied to Medicaid after uncovering concerns in a previous review.
The provision of ABA services in the autism arena. There's been a tremendous spike in the amount of money that Medicaid spends in that particular arena.
Bullock says he is hiring a Medicaid audit director to lead the team. Lawmakers are expected to meet later today to hear from DHHS leaders and share their concerns.
We have breaking news this afternoon. Just before March Madness begins, #1 Duke is getting hit with injuries. Head coach John Shire says junior guard Caleb Foster is out for at least several weeks with a fractured foot. He was injured during Saturday's UNC game in Durham, and Foster averages about 8.5 points per game and has started nearly every game this season for Duke. Now, sophomore center Patrick Gamba will also miss the ACC tournament with right foot soreness, but he's expected to return to the NCAA tournament next week. Next at noon, plaque debate. There's a new display that's honoring Capitol officers for their bravery during the January 6th attack. The back and forth between lawmakers about putting it in a public spot. Plus, flooding fear. Places in the Northeast are beginning to thaw and getting lots of rain. Next, the concerns that it could lead to widespread flooding.
And passenger pain. Flights are getting more expensive. Security lines are getting longer. At 12:30, we break down problems facing travelers ahead of the spring break travel season.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000. Sponsored by the WRAL Weather app. Download now for live radar.
I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center this noon, where Canadian police are now investigating after reports of shots fired at the U.S. consulate in Toronto. A press conference just wrapped up, but this is the latest that we have from NBC News right now, stating that no injuries have been reported. Toronto police said they first responded to reports of the shooting at around 5:30, and they did find evidence of a firearm discharge. This coming from Ontario Premier Doug Ford. He says the shooting that took place at the U.S. consulate early this morning is an absolutely unacceptable act of violence and intimidation aimed at our American friends and neighbors. This has also been the location of protests over the weekend, people for and against the war on Iran.
And actually, let's keep talking about the war in Iran right now. We are in day 11 of that conflict. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says today will be the most intense day of U.S. strikes inside Iran. And this comes a day after President Donald Trump said the war could wrap up soon. Here's NBC's Alice Barr.
The 7th American service member killed in action in the war with Iran is now home. Vice President J.D. Vance overnight saluting Army Sergeant Benjamin Pennington, who died Sunday from wounds suffered in an Iranian strike on an air base in Saudi Arabia on March 1st. 9 days later, President Trump saying the war may be winding down.
It's going to be ended soon.
Even as he warned of larger strikes if Iran follows through on its escalating threats to cut off oil exports through the critical Strait of Hormuz.
We'll take them out so quickly, they'll never be able to recover, ever.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said today will be the most intense day of strikes, and pressed on whether the administration is sending mixed messages on the war's length, saying this.
This is not endless. It's not protracted. We're not allowing mission creep.
The war has choked off traffic through the strait. That, paired with strikes on oil sites across the region, sending gas prices soaring here at home.
To fill it up, it's about an extra $15, $20 in the tank.
President Trump telling NBC News by phone that people have talked about the U.S. seizing Iranian oil, but saying he didn't want to discuss it now. And amid new video of what weapons experts say is a U.S. Tomahawk missile that likely struck an area near an Iranian elementary school at the start of the war, killing 170 people. President Trump again asserting without evidence that Iran could have fired the missile.
The Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries.
Experts say in this conflict, only the U.S. has that munition. The president adding it's under investigation. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Now, if you're interested, you can find today's briefing from Secretary Hegseth and the Joint Chiefs of Staff on the WRAL YouTube channel. Just search WRAL on YouTube.
A plaque recognizing the police officers who defended the U.S. Capitol during the January 6 riots is now on display. It was put in place before on the Senate side of the building after House Republicans refused to display it. The plaque recognizes the U.S. Capitol Police along with other law enforcement agencies who protected the Capitol that day. Those who pushed for the plaque are unhappy that it was hung in an area that's not accessible to the public. It's expected to stay there until both chambers can agree on a more permanent location. When President Trump was sworn in for a second term, he pardoned roughly 1,500 defendants, some of who've been rearrested for other crimes.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is now over $500 million after no one won the big prize in Friday's drawing. The prize pot has been growing for more than 3 months now. In December, a player in New Jersey scored that $90 million jackpot, and the lump sum cash option for tonight's pot is just over $244 million. Now, if you don't win the jackpot, you still can win big, right, for matching some of the numbers. The next Mega Millions drawing, that'll be held tonight at 11 o'clock right here on WRAL.
Rapid snowmelt and incoming rain is triggering fears of flooding in Vermont and New York. Massive sheets of ice have jammed up the Mad River in Moortown. Part of this ice jam broke free upstream and got quickly stuck again about a quarter of a mile downstream. The Mad River Valley is expected to receive more rainfall later this week. Forecasters say excessive runoff combined with rainfall expected tomorrow into Thursday could cause sharp rises on rivers and streams. Well, certainly any snow or ice would not last in the weather that we're seeing. It's already in the 70s, and we're going to get into the 80s today, Elizabeth.
Yeah, we're looking at 82. We had 82, then we'll break the record high for today. And then tomorrow, 87 degrees. Can you believe we bumped that up from yesterday? Yesterday, we had 84 for Wednesday. And it's like, wow.
We're still in March.
Ooh, are we? Then here's what tells us that we're definitely in March. We have a front that comes through on Thursday, and that's going to bring our temperatures back down to near normal, which is going to feel really chilly because we've had these warm temperatures, for the last several days. This is a look at our current situation. We have a stationary front that's down to the south. This is from about 2 a.m. We'll start the loop here, and you can see we had some thunderstorms down south and even a little rain that recently was moving into the mountains. All that has fizzled out. We have a high pressure system that's going to keep things nice and dry for us today and tomorrow. But eventually, this front that is diving out of Canada is going to come sweeping through with some moisture, and it's going to be a classic springtime front for us. We have a small chance for severe storms. It's likely to be windy. It's going to be really warm ahead of it, and then a big drop in temperatures behind it. Here's a look at Gibson Play Plaza. Lots and lots of people. I love this view. There's so many little paths. It almost looks like little ants running around out there, but they're definitely enjoying this beautiful sunshine and the very pleasant temperatures. Right now, 76 degrees, so it feels great. We'll climb up to 82 this afternoon. Definitely shorts and t-shirts weather. They have some water features here at Gibson Play Plaza. This is at Dix Park. I don't think they have them turned on yet, but tomorrow at 87, they probably wish that they were. Then after that, they won't. 75 in Holly Springs, 74 in Cary, 73 in Knightdale right now. So it feels great everywhere. And again, our temperatures are anywhere from about 5 to almost 15 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. 82 in Raleigh, 81 Durham, 82 in Fayetteville. So we're looking at beautiful sunshine this afternoon. At 82, we'll just break that previous record of 81 in Raleigh, but in Fayetteville, we don't quite get there. 82 today, and the record high is 84. Our normal high is 61, and that's what we'll see overnight tonight. So that's going to help to bring all that warmth, hold it in place, and help us to skyrocket right up to 87 for tomorrow. Thursday, that 72 is likely to happen early in the day, and then the temperatures will continue to drop. Friday, 64, but not before we see a very cold start Friday morning. So we'll go from 87 tomorrow to around 35 on Friday morning. That means in some places places, outlying areas north of the triangle, we could be down near freezing. Keep that in mind. If you have a garden, you may need to cover up any tender vegetation that's coming out. A lot of things that, are perennials and that sort of thing, you don't necessarily have to be too careful with. It's just if you've started to set things out in your garden. But hopefully you haven't, because it's way too early for that. Another round of thunderstorms late Sunday into Monday. We're going to talk more about how much rain we could see for this week coming up in just a bit.
Elizabeth, thank you. Coming up on our news this afternoon. Now, the city of Raleigh has seen a boom in business because of a free parking program. It's also contributed to a multi-million-dollar budget deficit. Today at 4, the plan to potentially scrap the program and increase parking rates.
Plus, surprise sniffles. We're used to allergies causing some challenges this time of year, which is why tonight at 5 we'll talk about the unexpected cause sending children to doctors' offices.
March Madness scams still to come on this newscast, with Duke, UNC, and NC State tipping off postseason play in Charlotte this week. 5 on Your Side explains how to make sure that you're not scammed when you're buying tickets.
And watch for falling prices. Getting tickets to your favorite concert or athletic event could cost you less. That settlement reached by Live Nation over monopolizing the industry. All right, it is officially tournament time. Basketball fans will have the chance to see the Wolfpack, the Tar Heels, and the Blue Devils in action this week for the ACC tournament in Charlotte. But as 5 on Your Side's Alex Littlehales reports, some bad actors know that it's a time to scoop in and take advantage of your excitement.
Printed paper tickets, they are a thing of the past. Today, your phone is your ticket. And scammers know that. They try to take advantage of it, especially during big games like we're expecting this March.
A lot of live events now, they actually don't take screenshots of tickets anymore. They give you a live barcode that actually changes every 20 or 30 seconds.
Ahead of the ACC and NCAA tournaments, the Better Business Bureau of the Eastern Carolinas is warning of ticketing scams, especially with both the men's and women's teams here in the Triangle eyeing the postseason. As recently as 2024, the BBB's scam tracker received more than 100 reports of ticket scams connected to live events.
And one major ticket vendor completely overhauled their ticket system, making it harder to fake tickets. We'll tell you who and how tonight. Reporting, I'm Alex Littlehales, 5 on Your Side.
And happening now here in the WRAL Live Center this noon, Attorney General Jeff Jackson releasing a new statement on the Live Nation settlement here with the Department of Justice. He says the U.S. DOJ just got a backroom deal with Live Nation and Ticketmaster in the middle of our trial. The deal is terrible. We're not signing it. See you back in court, Ticketmaster. Of course, this comes a day after Live Nation did reach that settlement agreement in the antitrust case. We know that the Attorney General said that the deal keeps a monopoly in place, and a motion has been filed for a mistrial.
Quite the plot twist there, Laura. Thank you. A change to an affordable housing bill in the Senate could put new restrictions on large build-to-rent investors. The provision forces them to sell single-family homes within 7 years of construction. Now, the idea is to help buyers, and the National Association of Realtors supports this plan. Build-to-rent industry groups argue it would have the opposite effect. They say it would choke financing, reduce supply, and drive up prices. Rising oil prices plus staffing shortages equal travel woes for Americans. Coming up, staffing shortages and the war in Iran creating problems for airports and travelers. What you should know before you book your next flight.
And maintaining good eyesight. Why your health screenings should include more than just your body.
And here's a look at your winning North Carolina Education Lottery numbers. We'll be right back.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Well, people are dealing with some travel trouble as they're choosing to fly, including at RDU, where you're looking live this afternoon. Flights are becoming more expensive, and TSA lines are reportedly very long. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey explains what. So if you didn't know, it's Save Your Vision Month, a time medical experts say is critical for raising awareness about the importance of caring for your eyesight.
Kevin Uretsky explains some common causes of vision loss and helpful advice to avoid damage.
When thinking about our health, medical experts say it can be easy to forget to look after our eyes.
Eye health is part of overall health. Many vision problems develop slowly and without pain, so people often don't realize something is wrong until damage has already occurred.
Save Your Vision Month is a national campaign held every March, encouraging people to get eye exams and learn preventative strategies to protect against problems.
Millions of Americans live with some form of visual impairment. Risk increased significantly after age 40 and even more after 60.
Some of the most common causes of vision loss include age-related diseases.
Macular degeneration often causes blurred or distorted central vision, like straight lines appearing wavy. Glaucoma can gradually reduce side vision, often without noticeable symptoms at first. Diabetic eye disease may cause blurry vision or dark spots. And cataracts typically cause cloudy or dim vision.
There's also several other risk factors.
People with diabetes, high blood pressure, a family history of eye disease, or those who smoke are also at higher risk. People with high sun exposure who don't wear UV protective sunglasses are at higher risk for certain eye conditions, such as cataracts. We're also seeing increased digital eye strain in younger adults and even children due to screen time.
Doctors stress the importance of early detection to help keep any symptoms from worsening.
That was Kevin Uretsky reporting. Now, in general, adults under 40 should have an eye exam every couple of years. And after 65, most people should be seen every 1 to 2 years.
All right. I mean, I have to always get my eyes checked out, but haven't done that in a while. So this is a good reminder. All right, deep impact scenario. NASA puts science to the test for all mankind. The results of a recent experiment that could help us breathe easier.
And happy Mario Day. Who knew it was even a thing? And why choose today of all days? We'll explain how the Nintendo character earned special recognition. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. You may remember 4 years ago, NASA used an asteroid for target practice. The idea was to see if the agency could protect Earth from threatening space rocks. Madison Scarpino explains the data.
Well, as we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines that we're following today. Police in Durham are searching for the suspect in a deadly stabbing on the American Tobacco Trail. What you're seeing here is video from Sky 5 showing the scene near Fayetteville and Pilot Streets. This was early yesterday morning. Police say they found a man stabbed to death behind a building, and investigators were at that scene for more than 7 hours. We're still working to learn what led up to that stabbing.
Police have identified the man killed in an overnight shooting in Fayetteville. The WRAL breaking news tracker was at the scene at the Mount Sinai Homes complex on Blue Street. Investigators say they found 46-year-old Tony Chance shot and killed just before 11 last night. Fayetteville police have not said if there have been any arrests.
In the next 30 minutes, the man accused of secret peeping on NC State's campus will appear in court. 27-year-old Alex Kelly is charged with 1 count of felony secret peeping. His arrest stems from an April 2025 incident where police say he tried to film up a woman's student's skirt. Police say that Kelly was not a student at the university.
An annual competition held in Las Vegas is enough to make your head spin. Literally, the World Sign Spinning Championship brings attention to the art of street corner athletes. Organizers call it the ultimate competition where sports and advertising come together. 60 of the world's best sign spinners faced off in 3 rounds. Spinners came from dozens of U.S. cities and some from international locations. Contestants are judged on technical ability, execution,